Hello everyone, this is Tanya from Professor Tanya Speaks, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is cover letters. We're going to be looking at cover letter mistakes. But before we do, as usual, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So please share this video with anyone who may be job hunting now, and let them also know that this Friday, March 12th at midday Pacific time or 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing a live training session with my college students. And for the first hour, it will be an open session. They can come with their cover letters, come with their questions. And as I take my students through the paces of creating their ideal cover letter, they can also join us and they can benefit from the session too. Now let's talk about these cover letter mistakes. Mistake number 1. You begin your cover letter with "Dear Sir, Madam," or "To whom it may concern." Now, when you write "Dear Sir, Madam," or "To whom it may concern," the message you are sending to the reader of your cover letter is that you don't care enough to find out to whom you should address your letter. It comes across as if you are lazy or as if you don't care. Now, there are easy ways to find out to whom you should address your letter. You can Google, you can go on LinkedIn, you can go on the company's Facebook page, you can go on Instagram, and if all of that fails, you can pick up the phone and call. When I migrated to Canada 20 years ago, for every job that I helped my husband to apply for, I called Toronto or I called Montreal. It's very easy. Pick up the phone. Can you tell me the name of the person who? Blah, blah, blah. Now, if all of that fails and you cannot find the name of the person who may be actually reading the cover letter, you can find out the name of the person to whom you would be reporting. That's better than nothing, because that shows that you did your research, and that is what you want to show, that you did your research. So be sure that you don't send in a letter with "Dear Sir, Madam." That will not work. And that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is that the cover letter is too long and hard to read. If it's beyond 1 page, it is too long. So what you want to do is make it a 10 to 12 point font, and you want to make sure you get it to fit on 1 page. And then you want to enhance readability, which I've spoken about in a few videos. You want to enhance the readability of your cover letter by doing a few things. One of the first things you can do is ensure that the font that you use for your resume is the same font that you use for your cover letter. That helps with the congruence and the readability. You also want to ensure that you have brief paragraphs. You also want to ensure that your sentences are between 15 to 20 words. I spoke about it in this video. You don't want to have long, confusing sentences that make it hard for the reader to understand what you are saying. Do not bury the subject of your sentence. You want to use the active voice as much as you can. You want to make sure that you have some bullets. I'm not saying you should fill it with bullets, but usually for your cover letter, you can have 4 paragraphs. I spoke about the structure in this video. I said the message would have the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Most times the body can be 2 paragraphs. One can be a fully developed paragraph with a clear topic sentence, good supporting details, and a concluding sentence. And the other paragraph can be a bulleted list. That makes it so much easier for the reader, and that makes it so much more pleasant to look at. You also want to make sure that there's enough white space all over, because the white space also helps your cover letter to pop. You also want to make sure that there's a variety of sentence types so that the reader doesn't get bored listening to the same sound over and over. Let's say you decided to only use simple sentences. Most times when you string along simple sentences, it has a choppy effect. So if they were to read it and take note of what they were hearing, it would sound something like this. Da 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 da. No. We want a variety of sentences. We want some simple sentences. We want you to throw in some compound sentences. We want you to also snatch some complex sentences. We also want you to put together some complex compound sentences. We want a variety of sentence types, and that variety is going to help your cover letter to sing. Because that's what you want. You want to know that when the reader reads the cover letter, the person is smiling and the person feels like singing and the person says, oh my God, this sounds so great. That's what you need to do. You want your cover letter to sing. So, enhance the readability of your cover letter. The third mistake is when the cover letter exactly matches the content of the resume. Now remember, the cover letter is the time when you get a chance to show you, to show who you are, to give them a hint of your personality, your energy, your enthusiasm. Now, whereas your resume is going to have the factual information, your cover letter now needs to take some of the necessary information and find the stories around them. Find the way to bring out the emotional appeal. But your cover letter should not be an exact replica of your resume. It has to be different, because if it's the same, why would you need a cover letter? That's the time for your storytelling. The fourth cover letter mistake is that you do not pique their interest from the hook. Matter of fact, there is no hook. And when we say hook, we're talking about the first sentence of your cover letter, which is the most important sentence. Because many recruiters stop reading if the first sentence does not grab their interest. It is your job to nail that hook. Find a story, find a quotation, find something that reveals who you are and how you are perfect for the job and how you share the values of the company. But find a way to grab their attention and pique their interest. I did a video where I spoke about the different types of attention grabbers that you can use. Please have a look at those and ensure that you don't have the usual start. And when I say the usual start, I'm talking about something like, please consider me for the job. That does not work. That is boring. And that will not make you stand out from the crowd. Another start that people tend to like is the kind of generic start that says something like, as a long-time customer of blah, 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 I was delighted when I saw your advertisement on da-da-da for the position of blah, blah, blah. You're not going to stand out like that, because that is going to pique nobody's interest, because just about everyone is doing that. You have not shown them why you really are passionate about the job and why you are the best person for this job and how passionate you are. All that says to them is, you're looking for a job and you don't care, and you're sending the same cover letter to everyone. You're just changing the name of the company. And I'm speaking from experience, guys. As I told you in this video, and I believe this video, when I migrated from Jamaica to Canada, I sent out 200 resumes and I sent them all with the same cover letter, basically, just changing the name of the company. And of the 200 I sent out in one weekend, not over a period of time, one weekend, of the 200 I sent out, I got 4 responses, 3 of which were to say, no, thank you. And I got 1 response that was positive, 1 job interview, and that's how I started working. From 200, 1 person was interested. I believe for the other 199, the recruiter just said, next, next, next. And that's what you don't want to happen. And we're talking about a job that you're looking at for your career. If it's a survival job, then that kind of start is fine. And there's nothing wrong with survival jobs, because sometimes we need survival jobs. But if you're talking about your career and you know you're competing with hundreds who want the same job that you want, then you have to stand out. And you have to pique their interest from the first sentence. And speaking of piquing interest, that leads us to the 5th mistake, which is that when you write your cover letter, you do not follow the AIDA formula. Now, the AIDA formula is the formula for sales letters, persuasive letters. And what you must realize is that your cover letter is a sales document. And the aim of your cover letter is to say to the potential employer, this is who I am, choose me because I can solve your problems. I am the perfect person. But like a salesperson, you have to first grab attention, and that's the A. The next thing you have to do is build interest, where you tell them a little bit more about yourself. And then the next thing you want to do is deepen their desire and let them think, oh my God, I need this person, I need this person. Let them salivate. And then A is action. AIDA. Attention, interest, desire, action. Your cover letter must follow that format. And for those of you who are interested in learning how to do that, remember this Friday, the 12th of March, I'm going to be having a live training, a cover letter training with my students. You're invited to attend, ask your questions, and you learn more about how to craft the perfect cover letter following the AIDA structure. So I hope you learned something today, and I hope you are more aware of the mistakes that you may be making so that the next cover letter you send out will not have those mistakes. Thank you for watching, guys. And until I see you in the next video, remember to share this video with anyone who may be job hunting. And if they're thinking, do I need a cover letter? Yes, they actually do need a cover letter. The only time that you don't send a cover letter is when you are told to not send a cover letter. Or of course, if it's maybe an entry-level job. But if it's a job for your career, you must send a cover letter or some kind of email shortened version of a cover letter. But you have to sell yourself, and you have to say, this is me, this is what I can do. So share this video, and remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you soon in the next video. Bye for now.